Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum here after the rate increase, the announcement. We obviously made the live stream. We had the live stream. There was not too much volatility during the live stream, but then during the Powell's speech, we saw some, you could say, slightly bullish announcements in that he talked about, possibly stopping the rate hikes soon, and that there might be a light at the end of the tunnel. But he also said he doesn't know, and we're not there yet, but they might slow down the increases or just, keep them at 25 basis points and may carry on for, a couple of months, but then reassess the situation. And that created some excitement apparently, and it pushed Ethereum above resistance, which doesn't mean that the 1-2 setup that we talked about, the short trade setup, is invalidated, but it becomes increasingly risky now. I did enter a short trade on Bitcoin, but set the stop loss quite tight and then pulled it in to break even when I could. And I got stopped out because this basically also, Bitcoin also pushed above resistance. So Ethereum as well. Ethereum should have stayed below 1633 or 1635. A break above that indicates, or let's say not indicates, but it increases probabilities for a continuation to the upside. It's too early really to make a thorough assessment of the situation, but I just wanted to let you know, talk about options, because we talked about the WXY pattern earlier in the video and said that yes, 3 waves up in wave W, 3 waves down in wave X, and it would suggest higher in the Y wave. Now, anticipated was maybe the 1613 level, the 1633 level, but higher is now challenging this scenario in which we should come down lower in 5 waves. So basically here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mentioned to you in the previous video, it could of course be that the wave 4 was already finished here, but again, there's no way really of knowing that unless we see the breakout eventually, right? And we might see it now. It's a bit too early, but a break above 1660 would increase probabilities further of a direct breakout and that the wave 4 was already finished. So that's sort of what we need to observe now. I would be careful with short trades now because very simply we've broken above key resistance. I mean, you can still try. Obviously risk reduces as well, sort of, because you can set the stop loss above the invalidation point. So we are actually quite close, but in terms of probabilities, the risk has increased to break through. Okay, so that's the situation where we're in, because any break above or beyond the 78.6 retracement increases the probability that such a 1-2 setup is going to fail. And that's just experience. I mean, of course, it can still hold, and we could now come down. It's Fed day, interest rate day, and on these days, you sometimes get weird movements, and you sometimes get the wave targets, into their extremes. You see the waves go into their extremes, and the 88.7 fib is still a valid target for a wave 2. It's just that I can tell you from experience, if we break above or below the 78.6 retracement, it normally doesn't work out anymore. So yeah, in terms of a possible breakout, let's say this would become a breakout. We currently only see 3 waves. So I could say this might become a wave 1, a leading diagonal it would have to be then, a wave 2, a wave 3. We should now see a wave 4 at some point, and a wave 5. Which means from a bullish point of view, if we say we're looking at the breakout now, the wave 3 though, if this was a wave 3, it would need to reach 1665, the 1.618 extension, to believe it really, okay? So that means basically breaking above the invalidation point would get us close enough to the wave 3 target, which is the 1.618 extension, that we can work with it. And then we have clarity in both ways. We have basically the 3 waves, we have broken above the invalidation point of the 1-2 setup, which makes a bullish case more likely. Then we should get a wave 4 and a wave 5. That would possibly form a wave 1 of this wave 5. and then we can take it from there. Yeah, just need to reassess the situation. Maybe, you know, depending on how high we go, this could already finish the wave 5. So yeah, message here is in probabilities for a breakout to the upside have increased because we broke above resistance. Yeah, all the way up to 1633 was fine. Anything above that is well, not unfortunately, but is basically moving our scenario around again. And might then eventually lead to another long trade setup. But I think we're not there yet. We've now had a lot of green candles together, and I think we just need to wait for clarity. We're sort of sitting now between two scenarios. Yeah, we're basically breaking out of the short trade scenario in a possible long trade scenario, but there is no clear setup at the moment, in my opinion, unless you're a breakout trader and you want to trade the breakout above 1663, 1660. And then I will keep you updated about if the wave 4 is probably finished or not. All I can say at the moment, probabilities have increased, and I announced in the previous video it would certainly be a possibility that the wave 4 was finished, especially now that the short trade setup got invalidated. So that's what I'm observing. Hope you liked the update about ETH. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.